I know.
So they're trying to change their mind, but they just sat there and looked back, actually didn't say anything. What do you think is going to happen?
I don't believe that it is their practice to comment on when someone's making a presentation to them. That's not unusual. A lot of times in public comment, there's no dialogue back and forth. Even in the Senate, when we're having public comment times, we don't, unless we're asking a question. And I think I was pretty explicit as to why I was there and why I felt the reason that, the way I did, so.
Has there been certain members that have spoke out against having the gun show here at the Civic Center? Do you know?
I haven't seen, I haven't heard any specific members who have spoken out against a gun show, but they certainly took action not to have the gun show back here in Saratoga County again.
You mentioned there that gun ownership is stigmatized. I mean, what's going on here? Why did they do this, do you think? Is it simply because of the political correctness angle, or do you think there's a legitimate public safety reason why they did this?
I don't believe there's I don't believe that there is a public safety issue at all. We've heard this morning, even Eric Schneiderman had said this is a model gun show. You have to follow all the rules and regulations of a gun show to make sure that things are done correctly. I don't believe it has anything to do with the show. I believe it does have something to do with the politics in Saratoga Springs and the idea that the mayor doesn't believe that the gun show fits her vision any longer. But really, the Second Amendment should fit everyone's vision. The opportunity to protect your family, the opportunity to own a gun, the opportunity to have a pistol permit, that should fit everyone's vision. And the idea of it not being able to be here in Saratoga when you see all the surrounding counties raising their hand, wanting to capture the gun show, I just look around and say, what's the matter with us?
And tell me why you wanted to stay here.
I have told you.
I know you told me on camera, sorry.
Well, I believe I carried the voices this morning of 2,436 people who said, leave the show here. I believe that it is their right to be able to come into an area that's been here for 32 years. These folks know when the gun show is. They look forward to having it come in here. In addition, it's great for business in downtown because, as I said earlier, you really do have families coming in, and then some go shopping, some come to the gun show, they meet back up, they go to lunch. They were telling me their stories while they were here in August. Not only that, I think they also run off to the track. It's a great opportunity to come in and experience Saratoga and Saratoga Springs, and we're taking that opportunity away from them.
You said, you're a part of some associations as well.
Yeah, my family belongs to the Clifton Park Sportsman's Club, where there are 1,200 members. They don't send a bill when your dues are due in January. You just are an opportunity, you're supposed to pay them. And if you don't, they go to the next person in line. Their waiting list is very long. That's only one of many clubs in Saratoga County. And I think it's indicative that many people like to target shoot. I've talked with people who have said to me, it's my movie night out. It's what I enjoy doing. I want to learn how to shoot. And if you ask the sheriff, he'll tell you the line of people who are waiting to get their pistol permits. This show gives everyone an opportunity to come in and see 75 or 100 dealers and see what's out there, be able to pick up a gun and feel which one is the right one for them, all under one roof. And to take that away from people after 32 years, I think is just plain wrong.
And where does it go from here? Because I know you've given them the petition. What's the next step?
I'll follow up with a letter asking what their decision is, if they are going to give any consideration, and we'll move from there.
Great,
Thank you.
So I know you're the show organizer.
David Petronis, President, New East Coast Arms Collectors.
Okay, and I want to first know a little bit more about the show. Why do you think it's a model show for the state?
Why? Because we've made it into a premier show in New York State. This show had developed the rules and regulations that the Attorney General wanted to see within the state, and all gun shows to follow. I worked with their office among some other show promoters also, and we have developed all these rules. So the model, meaning that all shows work with these same rules that we do.
So you're going to be moving to Troy, maybe? At this point, you know where you're.
I am looking at many, many locations, not necessarily any one in particular. We are always in the mode of expansion. So even if this show continues here at the city center, that doesn't mean that we wouldn't look at other locations. I've been invited to the Schenectady Armory. I'm supposed to look at the casino there. I've been invited to go to the new convention center that is under construction now in Albany. 17-0 was the vote for the Rensselaer County legislature. Democrats and Republicans voted to have us continue a show there. Location is the problem. Perhaps Hudson Valley Community College, whether we can do that or not, I don't know. There's several fairgrounds, things like this that have contacted us. We've moved basically this show to Riley Rink in Manchester Center, Vermont, about 45 minutes east of here. So we have a mailing list of about 30,000 people in this area that have been to this show over the years, and a membership, 1,600, somewhere around there, who don't come to all of our shows, but do try to make them. We were at 4 shows a year here, January, March, August, and sometime in the fall. So at this particular point, our last show, which was the 103rd event that we held here at the City Center, was this past August. And what our aim is now is to try to continue those shows. So that's why we're here presenting this petition to the Board of Directors. Hopefully they'll see the error of their ways, and that we can continue here. As far as moving somewhere else, we may expand to somewhere else, but we're not ever going to move the Saratoga Springs City Center gun show. It is here, it should be here, I want it to stay here. If we move somewhere else, it will develop into that own area show.
Just to be clear, what was the first year that you were here?
We were here in 1984. We started a show here in August of 84. That was an antique show, very classy event at that time. In fact, they were painting this hallway, and some of those chandeliers over there were being hung as my dealers were moving in. A month later, in September, we ran our first gun show. We call it a gun and militaria show, and it has been here 103 times.
For some people who say guns aren't safe or they're dangerous and gun shows contribute to that, what's your response?
Guns are dangerous. It's a dangerous implement, just like a hammer if you happen to hit yourself on the head with it. But it's fashionable to be politically correct against gun owners and the Second Amendment, I guess. And there is no more inherent danger to a firearm if used properly than there is to an automobile.
The board said when they made their initial decision that it was a business decision not influenced by politics. Was there anything in the last few shows over the last couple of years that would have lent credence to that? Was attendance down? Was something there that would have caused them to make a business decision on this?
Actually, they don't have any monetary income with high or low attendance. We pay a particular fee. So even if I had 7 people, it wouldn't matter. I've paid, well, let's see, we invest probably $40,000 a year here at the city center, one way or another, paying certain fees, rentals and so forth. That doesn't take into consideration my advertising, my insurance, and so forth and so on. As I mentioned, we've got over 30,000 people that we send notices to by postcard. I've got several thousand emails that we send out constantly. And we actually have in our records someone or some group of people from every state in the Union plus a few islands. So this is a popular show. Anything else? Thank you very much. I just hope that we can continue this event.